The new raid season milestones are here, and it was an awesome surprise yesterday when they finally dropped. Yes, big game changer. We're going to discuss that and the rest of the breakdown of these milestones. Plus, we're going to talk about promo credits, not just these dark promo credits. I got further thoughts on it now that I've had a few days to digest this new system. We're also going to talk about normal promo credits. Who are some targets that you should be looking at in the store nowadays? Because the meta has shifted since the last time we made some recommendations. So I'm going to talk about who I'm recommending nowadays with normal promo credits and how to acquire a company the right way. Yes, some of the execs at Scopely were recently featured in a mainstream article about acquiring a company, and we're going to take a look at that article, see if it gives us some insight into what is going on with Marvel Strike Force. All of that and all of your normal questions from the Mailbag channel on the Discord. All of that coming up, guys. And if you're ready for that, find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Oh yes, what is up, Valley Maniacs? Hello, welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready to get to a lot of these questions and talking about all the news surrounding Marvel Strike Force and all of your questions from the Discord. Now, if this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you get notified as soon as a new video goes up. We cover Marvel Strike Force and Marvel Future Revolution coming out very, very soon. But without further ado, before we get to all these questions, I do want to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Yeah, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big proponent of learning new things and improving yourself. And if you're looking to do that, luckily for you, there's a massive online learning community called Skillshare, where you can learn what you want, when you want it. And it's very simple because the classes are structured in a very easy to follow format. Like this class, for example, about how to become a YouTube success. You know, I get a lot of questions from you guys about how to start a channel on YouTube. And Sorella Moore covers exactly how to build a channel that's worth following. She talks about building credibility and creating meaningful messages. Some really good info in this course. And there's way more on Skillshare than just how to be a YouTuber. There's personal development classes, health and wellness classes, product management classes, and even social media classes. So if you're ready to learn a new skill that you've always wanted to learn but never got around to doing it, well, now is the perfect time. Just click on the link in the description, and the first 1,000 subscribers of mine to use that special custom link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. And after that, it's just about $10 a month. So super simple, guys. Check out the link and check out Skillshare. So big shout out once again to the folks over at Skillshare for sponsoring this video, guys. And if you want to get your learning on, make sure you use that link down below. It does support the channel, and you can get a free trial of Skillshare. See if it's something for you. See if you like the learning style on there. And if you want to continue, it's very, very affordable after that. But without further ado, let's go check out this article from VentureBeat.com, just dropped yesterday, featuring some of the leadership over at Scopely, and see if it gives us some of the insight as to what is going on in Marvel Strike Force, what we can expect. Boom. Here's the article, just dropped yesterday. This was on VentureBeat.com. And here they are interviewing a couple of the leadership at Scopely. We see Tim O'Brien, Amir Rahimi, both execs at Scopely, and the host of this interview here is Nick Tuosto. And if we scroll down, most of the important things are in the articles. I'm not going to look at the video, but we see the titles here. Tim O'Brien is a Chief Revenue Officer at Scopely, and Amir Rahimi is the President of Games at Scopely. And there's also an interview with Aaron Loba, the Chief Business Officer at Scopely as well. But if we scroll down here and we take a look at the acquisition process, it was a process that was filled with twists, turns, and drama. And I don't know if too much of that was felt at the player's end, but there's been some noticeable changes. They talk about their revenue, growing their revenue more than 70% to $300 million in 2020. And the growth happened during the lockdown. And I think a lot of people were right. A lot of the growth happened because people were locked in their homes. They wanted an escape from all this reality. They started playing Marvel Strike Force, and I think that led to a lot of their profits. We're in an anti-remote work shelter, when shelter in place hit. I was terrified, then subsequently blown away by how well the team rallied and stayed focused and productive. Rahimi said the deal closed in February, right before everything shut down. In terms of the transition from Disney to Scopely, it was a model for how we do M&A. Took 8 months to get the deal done as far as the timing and everything, and that seems about right around when Disney acquired Fox, and then from about the time that Scopely acquired Fox Next from Disney. So yes, the timing does seem about right. One of the things that Rahimi liked was the creative freedom to make decisions at Marvel Strike Force and other games like the Avatar title that we had some preview of a couple of years ago, but I'm not sure what is happening with that game now. I personally feel more empowered at Scopely than I have anywhere. So this is insightful. I think a lot of the people that were thinking Scopely was running this company, they were making decisions in the game, doesn't seem that way. It seems that the same leadership that was in charge at Fox Next is still in charge at the new Boundless, aka Scopely company, and they are making a decision that allows me empower my people, and that benefits everyone. Unfortunately, there are companies that approach M&A in a different way. They make changes in leaders or modify game concepts or swap out intellectual properties, and that proves to be disruptive. So yeah, a lot of the changes that you may or may not like, they're a decision of the previous leadership, and not any influence, it seems, from this article that Scopely has given them. You can't do that. The way you need to approach a team, especially a team that's already been successful, is really understanding the way you do that, really understanding you can bring to the table, forming a partnership that's based on trust, transparency, and candor. I wish there was a little more transparency with the players, but yeah, so that's kind of what's going on there. I'm going to link the rest of this article down here as we take a look at their offices. Now, I did go to the offices of Fox Next at the time, back in 2019, I believe it was. This was not the article, the office that we went to, but yes, I think they're very close together. So I'm going to link the article down below. You can check out this full thing and see the full article if you want. Check out these videos if you want. But without further ado, let's get to your questions of the week. Talking about Marvel Strike Force. Here they are. There we go. Hey, Valley, I don't have a question. Just wanted to thank you for all you do. Being a CC is not easy, but your positivity is a welcome breath of fresh air from all the negativity in the world. Thank you, brother. I try to keep it positive on this channel. I know it's hard with some of the things that's been going on, especially with a lot of these bugs, a lot of these decisions over at Scopely or Boundless. I'm still not sure what the official title is, if the Boundless name is in effect right now. But yes, I try to stay positive, even though there's a lot of negative. It's very easy to be negative, but try to look at things that are positive light. People are struggling right now. The Valley Club is a place where you always feel welcome, part of the group. Keep doing what you're doing because it's greatly appreciated. Prayers and a speedy recovery. All hail little A. Yes, so come hang out with the Valley Club, guys. We do that on Twitch in the mornings, and we have fun there. And little A, little G, the little killer twins. They're actually done with school this week, so next week and on, they may be more a part of the stream. So I know some of you guys enjoy hanging out with them on the stream, playing them in PvP, and that may be happening more often. So thank you, brother Nature Boy. Thank you for always hanging out on the stream, and thank you for that. I guess it was a compliment, not really a question. Let's move on, though. Hey, Flyin, thanks for answering my question. I admire your optimism, man. That's why our videos are so great. Keep the great work and the good vibes, great health. Thank you, brother. Big fist bump to you, Reverie. Let's move on to the next question, though. Hey, Valley, really enjoy your channel. Positive, and we're dealing with the negative things Scopely puts out. It's an awesome gift. That's why I subscribe. I try my best, brother. I try my best, but these bugs do make it hard to stay positive all the time. But there are moments of positivity, and overall, I'm still having fun with this game, even despite a lot of the shortcomings, a lot of the changes. I am having more fun with the game, and I think I'm having more fun right now, despite bugs and that, than a few months ago. So I will give them that. I'm having more fun. All right, my question: is there an enemy in the game that you face that you hate to see? Mine is Baron Mordo and Korath. Anyway, thanks for answering. If not, you're awesome anyway. Well, I will answer this one, because Mordo, I don't like to see him in the raids either, with his stuns, his blinds, and the worst, the heal blocks, especially when you're going with the Simio team. You can't remove that right away, and you're not getting the healing, or you're trying to kill enemies and Minerva's passive is not going. So Mordo, I agree with you on that one. There's a couple other enemies, though, that I don't like to see. Korath can be tricky with his taunt, with his slow, with his ability block, but the ones I really don't like to see are the ones that clear off debuffs. So Jessica Jones, Squirrel Girl, Emma Frost, I don't see her that much, but those are 3 big threats because they could clear off debuffs off the enemy. There's a couple other characters that do the same thing, like Ronan, like Groot, but the ones I really don't like to see are Jessica Jones, Squirrel Girl, and Emma Frost. Also, you can throw Falcon in there as well, giving the enemies a lot of speed, the entire team a lot of speed. Is just not fun to face. So those are my 4 primary targets. Mordo probably in there as well. So those are my 5 primary targets that I see when I try to take out when I see raids. But yeah, those are what I hate. Let me know in the comments. Are there any other characters that I forgot that you guys really hate to see in the raids because they're so tricky and they're so nasty with what they do? Let's move on to the next question though. Hey Valley, hope you and your family and everyone else who's reading, listening, doing well in these crazy times. Yes, I agree. I hope everyone is doing well in these crazy times. I have more of a suggestion than a question. Figured by getting the community to talk about potentially having a CC to talk about with the higher ups, it could actually be a thing. All right, so there's no real poll that I have as a CC. Even with one of the larger channels in the MSF community, the devs still don't really listen to me more than other people. So yes, I wish I could say I have more of the ear of Cerebro and Zeeks than some other people do, but judging by the way they respond and the time that they respond whenever I have a issue, probably not more than anybody else. But yes, let's see what the issue is. What do you think about after becoming a certain TCP, you have certain rewards for completing Dark Dimension after X amount of attempts, like after hitting certain amount of milestones by raising your TCP, maybe every 2.5 million TCP, you get less and less rewards completing each node, each Dark Dimension itself. This would give Dark Dimension more replayability. Even if people can almost auto the nodes, lets new players catch up quickly because they have a lower TCP, they would get more rewards from each node completing it. And it makes the player base feel happy they're getting rewards that aren't pushed. But if you wanted them, crazy bugs would probably be introduced. I would love to hear what you think. All right, so there's a couple of things I like about this. First is new players, according to this model, would be able to go in and do this more often. That's kind of functions as a catch-up mechanic. I do like that. I do like anything that allows newer players to catch up. The issue that I see with Dark Dimensions though, and is if you're able to do it unlimited time. So there's people that could just grind, especially players that could just auto this with some of these older Dark Dimensions. They could get kind of unlimited rewards about this. So we've talked about making Dark Dimension replayable in the past. I'd say they have to reset it maybe every month, every quarter, maybe every 6 months or so, but something that people just can't go grind because with issues like shelling and exploits in the arena and other things, people are going to find a way to cheat this. Blitz bots back in the day, I'm sure they could have a bot for this that could just run Dark Dimension infinitely if they didn't cap how often you were able to do this. So I think the system would be good. I do like catch-up mechanics there, but they would need something to limit how often people could do this because yeah, this could break the game, especially when people are inventing just whole scripts and whole programs that just so people could blitz and take the time off of blitzing. They would exploit this, so they would need a mechanic that would make it less replayable. But I mean, not replayable as often, not unlimited attempts, but yeah, Dark Dimension is content. They spend a lot of time building. Dark Dimension 3 is kind of bad, but Dark Dimension 2 was fun. Dark Dimension 4, I'm having fun with it, with the exception of certain nodes. So yes, good. I think this needs some details shifted, but I do like the framework of this. All right, Valley, congrats on the surgery. I hope all is well and healing quickly. It's healing in a good time frame. So I have to actually just keep moving this without using the muscles. And then after I take off the brace, then I can use the muscles. And by that time, all the muscles are atrophy. So it's about gaining all the strength back. So it's gonna be a little bit of a process, but it is going on pace here. Are we gonna get more footage of match or the match that you actually hurt your arm? Yes, every time I do a match, my plan is to put that on. So I've had 2 tournaments. I've started very late in life, so I'm not super experienced in jiu-jitsu, but yes, I put both of the tournaments that are online. They're on the channel somewhere. And yes, I was actually training for a tournament, February 20th. There was supposed to be my next tournament. And that week in the Dallas, Texas area, DFW area. We had this big snowstorm, so the tournament actually got pushed back to the following week, and the roads were closed and all that. So that's when I got injured. I was training for a tournament, and actually wasn't going to be training that week because I was going to rest up into the tournament. Tournament got moved back, so I was like, all right, roads are open again. I'm going to go in and train hard, and I trained hard that day, and then maybe it was that time off that I wasn't able to train, and my body got deconditioned that quickly. But I don't know. That's when I got hurt though, and yeah, so it wasn't recorded. But yeah, it was a bicep tendon just tore, and there was also an issue with the subscapula, and that may have been previous injury from a previous tournament, or I may have injured that after the fact. I don't know, but yeah. More matches are coming on this channel as soon as I recover and as soon as I'm able to compete, brother. Thank you for asking. Valley, thanks for effort, time, bringing us this content. You have helped me set up my game when I first started watching your videos. Awesome, brother. I'm glad they help. My question is, do you know with the Heroes for Hire passive restoring health, if they dip below the 50%, but they're facing a Black Bolt and they go into the red, do we know if this burp procs before their passive? Thanks again, keep on smashing. So unfortunately, we do not. We've got some footage from the devs. If you go and analyze it, you could see something like that. I don't think Black Bolt was in any of the footage, so I don't know. And as of right now, tonight that's going to change because I think Misty Knight is coming out tonight, but as of right now we don't have a full Heroes for Hire team. They don't have all those charges, they don't have all those cool effects on their kits, so not sure what order the things are going to proc in. Obviously, if Black Bolt goes first and he kills them, they're not coming back to life no matter what their charges are. But if they get their health back and then after the turn, that's when Black Bolt goes, then that passive won't even matter at that point. So we'll have to see. We'll probably see tonight. We'll probably have some reports, especially with Misty Knight probably coming out tonight. We got the in-game message that the Red Star featuring is going away. So open all your Red Star orbs because the Dark from yeah, that stuff is going away. So that probably means Misty Knight is coming tonight. So we'll get a better answer for this tonight. So yes, I'm holding off on this question right now because I'm not sure, and there's no consistency in how things work in this game, so it's hard to tell. We'll have to see firsthand once we see some Hero for Hires on defense tonight. Actually, probably won't be tonight. Probably be the next war, but whatever. All right, Valley. Wishing you a continuous speedy recovery, brother. Thank you, brother. Love your channel. Keep being awesome. Just wondering, what are your thoughts on why you think the devs didn't give Jessica Jones the Heroes for Hire tag? So a couple different things. I do want to go back to a blog post where they did talk about more defenders coming to the game, and this was a blog post from way back in let's go all the way up here. This was from December 8th, 2020. This is the 5.0 release notes, that big update before the holidays hit, before they went on vacation, and before all this screwiness happened. On this sentence, they're talking about Punisher here. And while Punisher traditionally supported the Defenders team, there's a few other city heroes that he can slot in as a replacement. So this was back in December, and it's kind of a temporary replacement. And yes, we do have plans for additional Defenders in the future, and cue the rumor mill. So since then, we've gotten some Shadowlands characters who could have had the Defenders tag. I think White Tiger could have been a Defender, Moon Knight could have been a Defender, but they went on their own team, they broke up the Defenders. And then we got these two Heroes for Hires in the game right now with Misty Knight and Colleen Wing. So I don't know, but according to that, more Defenders coming, and I don't know if that means that they're going to rework the entire Defenders faction, and then Jessica Jones is going to have more life, or if this Heroes for Hires is the additional Defenders, and that is the new Defenders. But yeah, Jessica Jones actually works well in this team because she does have synergy with Luke Cage, she has synergy with Iron Fist, so she works on this team. Plus, she doesn't really fit onto any other teams for wars, so you're not really breaking up into your team. So I think it is proper for her to be on this team as of right now. I think down the road, and the devs didn't say this directly, but from some of the other conversations we had, from kind of reading between the lines, it seems like there's more Heroes for Hire coming. They didn't say that directly, so that may be my interpretation being a little skewed, but I think there's more Heroes for Hires coming, and that's why Jessica Jones didn't. I don't know what they plan to do with Jessica Jones at that point, but I think the reason that she's not on there is because there's more people coming, and then who knows what's going to happen with Jessica Jones right now. Her kit is actually solid. We just talked about her, even without the Heroes for Hire tag, one of the most annoying characters on the enemy team to have on the raid, so I'd go after her first, but yeah, we'll see what happens with her. I don't know why exactly she didn't become a part of this Heroes for Hire team. Maybe they thought she would be too overpowered, but we're kind of in a limbo right now where we have a few incomplete teams and really not sure what's going to happen with these teams. And one of them is Heroes for Hire, and not sure what's going to happen with Jessica Jones after that. All right. Hey, Valley, hope your recovery is going well. It is, brother. Thank you for asking. Silver Surfer seems long overdue in the Red Star store. Any guess when he'll be added? Who knows, my brother? I was suspecting he would be added a few weeks ago based on when Moon Knight got added to the store. I thought it would be last week. I don't know. I don't even know if I'm going to guess anymore. I think some of the suspicion is maybe he's going to this dark promotion credits with Ultron and Ultimus, but they are a little different. There's no ways to get red stars other than going into Dark Dimension for Ultimus, and there's no way to get red stars other than these dark promo credits for Ultron. So they're a little different. People were able to pull these big Silver Surfer 7 red stars, 6 red stars for normal orbs. So I don't think he should go into promo credits. I do think he should go into the normal store, but obviously he's way overdue. So obviously the devs have some kind of plan with him. Hopefully they're just holding off and making it just delaying a little. I hope they don't have some other crazy plan, but hopefully this is the week, guys. I've been hoping for that for the past few weeks. Hopefully this is the week that we finally get Silver Surfer added, but I don't know. I don't even know if I want to guess anymore because I guess I've been wrong on this, but hopefully I'm wrong and hopefully it is this week. Hey, Valley, just wanted to say they should have done better with the event issues reward 2,500 costumes credits. Really? Something nobody wants to go Scopely. I think I'm in the minority here, but I actually like these costumes. I just don't want to spend on. I don't think they're worth spending on because they're just cosmetic. But this is the mail that we got. We got this last week. We got these 2,500 credits. They bring us whole on that Nick Fury event, so that because of the delays and the bugs and the delays with the game giving out compensation for the delay when the update dropped, and then that causing the game to go down, and we still don't have the original compensation for when the game was extended during the maintenance period. So Cerebro said we would be getting information on that. We didn't. He said we'd be getting more information on what happened, some more transparency in a Reddit post last week or 2 weeks ago. We still don't have that. We didn't get any more information last week, so I'm still waiting on all that. But this is what happened, by the way. So they got their math right, and this is good stuff. But yeah, it's very I wanted to use the word disheartening, but I guess discouraging that the day right after one of the most major bugs that they've had in this game, someone doesn't calculate this stuff, and we get this event that's supposed to reward us a Nick Fury costume, short a few of these bits or whatever for this Nick Fury costume. So just some simple math they could have done, avoid some embarrassment for them. But yes, I'm glad they made it whole. We're made whole, and all that thing is good now. But yeah, a little embarrassing that some of the basic math is some problems. All right, next question. With hot tub streams being a new thing on Twitch, can we expect to see any changes in your format soon? No, but we have been doing hot tub streams, brother. We have been doing hot tub streams every Friday. We're in the hot tub, guys, and this has been going on for a couple weeks before. I think it started the week before the surgery, and then the week of the surgery didn't do it, but we've been doing it ever since then. So come join the Valley Club on Twitch, ValleyFlyin 76 every Friday morning, guys. It is in the hot tub, so come hang out. And yes, I have my shirt on, so just in case you guys that would be keeping you guys away from it, my shirt is always on in the hot tub because it's a family-friendly stream, and I think there's rules that Twitch has against that stuff. But yes, no changes, but we're going to continue with the hot tub streams, brother, every Friday. So hope to see you there, and hope to see you the rest of you guys there as well. Come join the Valley Club. Right, next question from the Whales v San Diego. Is that what it's called, really? All right, with all the characters added, it feels like a lot of them fall by the wayside. Yes, is there a way to make characters farmable, fountainable that Scopely isn't implementing? There's probably tons of ways. There's probably tons of ways that they're not implementing, because there's not a lot of different ways to fountain a character. My idea is adding characters to nodes that already have character shards. Capped node now has Polaris, 2 good characters, but nothing too good on their own team. So I do like this. Now, I did play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes back in the day, and I stopped around the time Marvel Strike Force came out. One thing that they did back then is something just like this. They had a note that you could get Kylo Ren, the unmasked Kylo Ren, which was a very good character at the time, and then you could get a ship, which was something a little different. They don't have that kind of stuff in Marvel Strike Force, but one of the best ships and one of the best characters all on the same note. Now, I don't know what they've done since then, because I haven't picked up that game in probably about 3 years at this point, but that was a big thing, and I would love it if Scopely did something like this in Marvel Strike Force, where they double up on character notes, especially with older characters like Cap. Adding newer characters, that is something they could do. I don't think every slot is filled. I think they still have some ABCs on some slots, so I think they would fill up all the slots first before doubling up, but I wouldn't be mad if they double it up. I think it's a very, very good thing, and anything that adds some catch-up mechanics for newer players, I think is a good thing. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed recruiting. It's getting harder and harder because new players are not able to catch up quick enough. So if players are able to catch up quicker, like adding double nodes or double drops for older characters, all that thing I think can be nothing but positive in this game. So I hope they do something like this, or something that's not even mentioned. Are there other suggestions that you guys have? Let me know in the comments, and hopefully even with as little pull as I have, hopefully it does get back to the folks over at Scopely. All right, hey Valley, server just reset happened. Server reset just happened. The game wound back about 30 minutes ago to Kestrel up to level 75, and with 2 of her gear slots, only 1 remain. Now I have updated my msf.gg page to keep it up to date. Now she's back at 73. 3 gear slots empty. Scopely, fix your game. Edit. Ticket submitted. 10 minutes later, the game has an anomaly. I have to restart. What do you know? She is back. Put this on the list of fails, please. Well, I'm glad it's back. I'm glad this wasn't a huge widespread issue. Looks like it was some kind of weird bug or weird glitch that happened. Looks like it got corrected. So no harm, no foul at this point. But you know, I'm more like like OMG said, I'm more likely to forgive these weird buggy type errors rather than the miscalculations that like with the Nick Fury bits. You know that you could just do some simple math and figure it out, and they didn't do that. So this is a weird bug, but I'm glad it didn't last very long, and I'm glad that everything is back to normal, brother. But yeah, they gotta fix some things. Hey Valley, hope you're doing great. You too as well, brother. I love your videos, man. You're like Red Bull, always full of energy and good vibes. I try my best, brother. I try my best. Sometimes it's hard with the way Scopely is, and then, you know, I gotta call them out when they need to be called out, but I generally try to remain positive on this channel. All right, I was wondering, what are your thoughts on Doom after unlocking it? Now with Kestrel Silver Surfer out, do you think there's a reason to invest in DD4? Yes, I think Doom is still one of the top characters in the game. He's top 5 in my opinion. He's very relevant in Arena, even with my Baby Doom. I don't even have a full Doom yet. Baby Doom, very relevant in Arena. Baby Doom, very relevant for the Doom raids. I think it'd be very difficult, especially that Mystic section. There's some good tech characters, but Mystic, not a lot of great characters to choose from in that section. So without Doom, that Doom raids would be very, very hard. So he is still a very important character. I think you should still be pushing for DD4. Plus DD4, a lot more fun than DD3. So yeah. Also, do you think in the near future a power balance of all characters reduce the power creep might happen? All right, so as far as a power balance, this was something I can't, and you know, we had that conversation with Jason Bender a few weeks ago. I can't remember what he said before the interview, after the interview, and during the interview. And I think he may have said this before the interview, but if it's in the interview, I just apologize for my memory. But he said that if he had a way, he would go back and rebalance all the characters, but you know, the community doesn't really like nerfs. I don't know if you guys were playing back in year 1, but there was a blog post that they're talking about nerfing some characters. Black Widow was one of them, Yondu was one of them, and there was a lot of pushback. The characters, Black Widow at the time was very, very overpowered, but there was some pushback in the community, and we didn't get blog posts every week. It was probably about a month later or so that we got the next blog post say yeah, we looked at the community feedback. We're not gonna nerf characters. So ever since then, I think they've been very reluctant to nerf characters. But yeah, I know that some of the devs want to do that, but anytime you nerf a character, it would upset the community. So as much health I was add to the game, as much more fun I was add to the game, especially with characters like Iron Man that suck, Spider-Man that kind of suck, Wolverine that suck. I think it would make the game in a much better place. But as far as feeling, because this game is about for fun, and sometimes perception is reality. And I think the perception, the feeling that the community get if there was massive nerfs that went on, would not be good. So despite, or it might be helpful for the game, I don't think it's gonna happen. But I think it would just piss too many people off if they did that. But it would, long term, it would be good. All right, hey. I almost didn't ask this question because I did not want to add to the negativity surrounding the game, but are they seriously charging 500 dark promotion credits for one red star Ultron? Isn't his cap 3 red stars? So with the current dark promotion cap being 1500, does this mean it's going to be 500, 1000, and 1500 respectively? I think that's how it goes. I think I saw a screenshot of that. That is how the cost is broken down, and I think that is problematic, especially if I know the last one is 1500. But with the cap being at 1500, that means that is so stupid. I mean, I guess it's stupid if you're looking to make it logical, but if you're trying to milk every last bit out of the players, it's not stupid. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. But yeah, so the problem is the caps at 15. You need 15 to get that 3rd star for Ultron, so that means you're going to be wasting some credits. Some of it's going to that stupid Ultimus orb, and yeah, so I think they need to raise the cap a little bit, especially if they're charging 1500 for those Ultron stars. Yeah, so it's a screwy system. It's a screwy system. I don't know if it was play tested. I know they didn't get feedback from the content creators. I don't know if they got feedback from the whales, but I'm not a big fan of these dark promo credits, guys. If we take a look in the game, it's just a very, very screwy system. Let's actually go into the game right now and check it out. We see these Ultimus. Yes, 750 for Ultimus, and I think it goes to 1500 for his 7-star version of that character. So yeah, just I don't know. It's a very weird system. This cap is just not very cool, and the fact that you have these red stars getting that drop rate increase while there's no featured character, and going down when there is a featured character, which is when most people do it. It's just not a very player friendly way to add stuff. So I said, oh, there's nobody in the studio. Let's go back here. All right, back to the questions though. Hey brother, question about cost. Actually, I don't know if I finished the whole thing. Let's go back here. With Silver Surfer and Kestrel being overpowered, terribly hard to get, why are they still putting Ultron behind a super difficult paywall and still capping him? All right, so actually this question, I think Ultron will be very, very strong if he had 5, 6, or 7 red stars, and maybe as strong as he was back when people were originally passing Dark Dimension 2. Fell off a little bit, but still has some value, and may make you question whether you want to use Doom or Ultron in those nodes, because big difference between them. AoE attack from Doom, single target attack from Ultron, but Doom's bots suck. Ultron's bots have some value with their health stealing or their health healing. They have some speed bar manipulation with one of the bots, and another one can steal buffs off the enemies. So Ultron's bots have some value there. So stars on him is going to affect his bots, and that's going to make them stronger. That's going to make them more able to survive. So I think at 5, 6, and 7 he would be overpowered, but where he is right now, not really. I mean, he's going to be better, but are you going to, if you have Doom, are you going to use Ultron over Doom? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, but that's my thoughts on these dark promo credits. They kind of suck. Ultron is good. He'll be even better with the promo credits though. Hey brother, question about costume bits. A little confused on how they work. I hate the Nick Fury costume and I don't buy it. Those bits will convert into a different currency at a reduced rate, right? I think I'd rather take the 60% or whatever it is applies towards another character possible. Can I get some clarification on this, please? Thank you for reading this and responding to the mailbag for all the stuff you provide to the community. One other question, very, very similar. You know what happens to the costume currency when you can spend on Nick Fury? Don't use it. Somebody told me it gets converted to the other costume currency. I'd be okay with that because I buy a different costume for a different character. All right, so let's go in and let's go and see the costumes there. Oh, let me actually take this off. There we go. All right, so the costume bits right here. So these are the normal costumes here. This is the normal currency right here, the costume credits. And as these bits expire, I'm not sure the exact date. We do have an exact date for the next event. As they expire, they're going to be converted. So if we go to the blog post and check that out, and this is actually for this Timeless Looks event. So this is not for this Nick Fury event, but I remember seeing this thing the exact same way. The date is going to be a little different, but the conversion rate is going to be the same. So unused bits converted to costume credits. Don't pay attention to this date because this is for that next event that is coming, but whatever date it will be for the Nick Fury, only a couple days after the event ends. So the event is ending 7 days from right now. As of me recording this, at a rate of 60%. This is still going to apply, so don't miss the opportunity to grab the new garbs for these iconic characters. So yeah, 60% is the conversion rate. So if you don't like the Nick Fury costume, you could get it converted at that rate and get some potential other characters or other costumes as well. So that's the way it goes. I kind of like these costumes. I just don't want to spend on them. I'll grind for them. I'm gonna get this Nick Fury costume, but yeah, that's what happens, brother. If you don't like this costume, or maybe you don't like the Thor costume or the WandaVision costumes with this event that they're talking about in that blog post, you could get it converted and maybe get that Captain Marvel or that Elektra or whatever. But yeah, 60%. So whatever bits you have, it's gonna be exchanged at 60% of the rate. Hey Valley, what's your take on Kestrel's lore in the comics? She can travel from dimension to dimension, so it stands to reason that there is another whole new set of villains for her to fight. Do you think Kestrel will be the only character released in her storyline? And if so, do you think they'll make an appearance in MSF? So as far as Kestrel being the only character released in MSF, I think she will be for a while. I think, and again, this is just based on how excited the devs were to announce this character. I think they had to put a lot of work in with Marvel themselves. So to add characters, I think they have to go back and forth a lot. So I don't think we're gonna get any new character anytime soon. We may have someone in that Kestrel lore down the road. I'm not really sure what her role is in the comics though. I don't know if she's just in Marvel Strike Force and then she's gonna be added to comics later, or they added her simultaneous. So if you guys are more familiar with what is going on with the comics, let me know in the comments. But as of my knowledge, I have not seen anything about her in the comics yet. But I think that will be changing. Obviously, there will be some new villains. I'm curious to see what storyline, or she'll piggyback on somebody else's storyline, or she'll have her own storyline. Yeah, so if there's more characters, I think eventually they may be added to Marvel Strike Force, but I think a lot of it's going to have to do with the community's reaction, more mid and long term. I know there's some positive and negative to Kestrel right now, but I guess it's going to be dependent on the revenue streams. If players are willing to accept a super overpowered characters that they have no previous connection with, or if they just want to see previous characters that they have that connection with. So I think the folks over at Scopely still analyzing the data. The folks over at Marvel, they're also still analyzing the data, and then they'll make a decision based on how Kestrel does. Hey Valley, I have a question for you. Would you save for an Emma Frost offer or buy Anti-Venom? All right, so I'm assuming this is about spending real world money on real world offers. And as far as my two characters, both of them are 6 stars. They're both within reason of getting them to that 7 stars. Emma Frost is probably about 150 away, so take about 3 offers. Anti-Venom is about less than 50, so taking 1 offer. So for me, I'll buy Anti-Venom, finish him off. If I had neither character on my roster, I'm trying to think who I'm using more. I think Anti-Venom and his role on that symbiote team adds a little more to what I'm doing. Emma Frost, I'm using her all the time also. I'm using her in Arena, using her in RTA. She helps out a lot. So I wouldn't be happy if I was missing Emma Frost, but if I had to pick one or the other, I probably would pick Anti-Venom. Now, who you should pick is going to be whoever's going to value your roster the most. So if you already have decent symbiotes, if you're just missing Anti-Venom, I think that may be the way to go. If you're looking to add like a versatile plug and play type character, very good on many different teams, kind of falling off a little bit on war defense. So that may swing the favor, and that may swing the what is that, the votes. I can't think of my word, but anyway, that may swing my opinion more towards Anti-Venom based on Emma Frost falling off a little bit on war offense, or war defense, excuse me. But I would go Anti-Venom, but everybody's going to be different based on where their roster is, what content they're trying to tackle right now. So I would go Anti-Venom, but let me know who you end up doing, brother. I don't think either one is going to be a wrong decision because they're both very good characters in the game. How goes it, DFWVF? One more all the way from San Antonio. What is up, brother? All right, so I'm having an issue with the Kestrel mechanic when it comes to Hela. Sometimes it seems to work and not allow Greg to summon, but not all the time. If he's summoned and he has to be killed before Kestrel takes her turn and loses her charge, or is Greg in battle till Hela is killed. So
the way it works is a little different, and it's different if Hela is on the right or if Hela is on the left. So when I'm using Hela on a normal battle, it started with Hela on the left. If Kestrel's on the right, I will get my Greg, but if Greg dies, that Greg won't come back to life if Kestrel still has her charge. If I'm using Kestrel and I'm going against someone in RTA, or I'm going against an enemy Hela, and that Hela and Greg is on the right side of the field, where the enemies usually are in the PvE content, well, they don't get their Greg at the start of the match, so it's a little different. And I haven't been paying attention to the charges, but it's the Hela and Kestrel mechanic and Greg, it works a little differently based on where your Hela is, if she's on the right side or on the left side. I put a ticket in, they said the interaction is working as intended. This doesn't make sense for two reasons. Kestrel passive state, she cannot summon or clone while she is charged and while she's on spawn. So yeah, so it's working as intended. That was something Cerebro said before Kestrel even came out, that she's as far as the Greg interaction. But what he did not clarify is different on the right side or the left side. So little strange. So if you're using your Kestrel against enemies, it's good for you because they're not going to have their Greg. But yeah, her animation for blocking summons happens when Greg is summoned, but it seems to miss blocking him. So I haven't ran across that one, if Greg is still being summoned. Now, I'm not sure if this is on spawn and you're talking about different sides, but if Greg is dying and she's getting the animation, but Greg is still coming back to life, that seems like very, very weird. Unless you're talking about on spawn, because it is different based on both sides. To me, there's a mistake on either some level or in the wording of Kestrel kit or in the interaction of tunes. It's the interaction of the tunes on the right side versus left side. That was very apparent when PvP came in. The devs did nothing to fix that. It came in even more of an issue in RTA. The devs didn't fix that. And now with Kestrel and this Greg interaction, it could come into play a little more, especially if we see I don't even want to say it. If we start seeing Kestrel in some PvE content as an enemy, that'll be horrible. That'll be horrible. So yes, I think at that point it'll be an issue, especially if you're trying to bring Hela in. So yeah, I think it's working as intended, but as of if their intent is correct, and it's especially them not addressing that left and right issue on the sides, that's where I think the problem is. Maybe you could get a real answer from them, but I feel they're full of it, trying to pass the issue off as working intended without fixing it. Yeah, so I think it is. I think it's just sloppy game design though, but I think it is working as intended. The message that Cerebro did say back before Kestrel was released though, that's how it's supposed to work, and they're gonna monitor it to see if they want to change that. But that's how it's gonna be working initially. So hopefully they make it balanced. Whatever is happening on the right side should also happen on the left side. It shouldn't be one side gaining an advantage over the other. That's the real issue. But I don't think that has to do with Kestrel and Greg specifically. I think that just has to do with the way the passives work on the right side or the left side. All right, hey Valley, do you still think it's worth bringing up Phoenix for Dark Dimension 4? I don't see much use for her elsewhere, and she shares astral energy with Silver Surfer. However, I experienced her value in DD3 and it's quite significant. Just don't know if I can justify taking her to Gear 15 when she's not really useful anywhere, although it used to be in war right now. So yeah, I ran across this problem, not with Phoenix, because she was one of the first characters that I brought up. Run across this issue with Invisible Woman, because at the time, I was using her in Arena, countering the Black Order. I brought her to Gear 15. She made it a lot easier in those legendary nodes in Dark Dimension 4. But since then, Silver Surfer, Kestrel, and yeah, not many Black Orders out there in Arena, so I'm not really using Invisible Woman. So it's kind of the same place where Phoenix might end up. Gonna be good in Dark Dimension 4, falling off every other game mode. Still kind of a offhanded war offense team. They could beat some of the non-meta teams, but without Beast, that team just went bad. And I think it's because they tied that Storm rework to Beast, and once Beast is off the kit, Storm sucks again. So it's up to you. You're gonna get some value in Dark Dimension 4. I didn't go into Dark Dimension 4 without Phoenix, so I don't know how many days she saves you, how much she adds to that. But yeah, you're gonna save some days with Phoenix there. It is a question of resources though. She does take the same astral energy as Silver Surfer, and are you going to use her after that? I would recommend planning out your roster right now on use the Mantis spot. put your roster up on msf.gg, look at a few options for the legendary, see what is the best for you based on your materials, see what you're missing, and go from there. Just try to plan it out. Don't invest in gear until you have your plan set and you know what direction you want to go to, with a good mix of characters that are going to be helpful in Dark Dimension 4 and also that are going to be useful when you're done with Dark Dimension 4, because yeah, if you're bringing over Dark Dimension 4 and you're not doing anything after those 2 runs, it's kind of wasteful, but you will get Doom, and I still think Doom is a top 5 character, even with Kestrel and even with Silver Surfer. All right, hey Valley, hope everything is well with you. I'm going through my Dark Dimension 4 second run, and hot take, kind of enjoying the grind. I enjoy it as well. Dark Dimension 4 is one of the things that I look forward to on a daily basis. So I don't know if that's such a hot take. I think a lot of people, anytime there's any enjoyment in a game, especially when Scopely's been having a lot of bugs and the community is generally kind of angry with Scopely, I think anybody having fun is kind of a hot take, but I'm having fun as well in certain points of the game, but there's still a lot that's frustrating. But my main point is, when I'm going through global, making a sinister army was satisfying. Having to get the ability to clone 10 characters on the field versus the enemies was such a cool dynamic. I didn't get 10, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's very fun. We had like I think we had an army of maybe 4 or 5 symbiote Spider-Man on the field with Sinister. It was crazy. But yeah, it was fun. This could potentially be a new game mode where we have multiple teams together to defeat targets timed or unlimited. I'm actually hoping this is what a boss mode would do, like a world boss mode, not just using 5 characters, but using 10 characters. I played a game called Exo's Heroes, where it was a 5-man party. I think it was a 5-person party, and every other game mode, but with this big boss where you had to fight this dragon, you bring in 10 characters, and it added a little bit difference to those bosses. So if they did add 10 characters on the field at one time, one thing that would devalue Doom, and that would devalue Ultron a little bit, but I think it would add some fun if they did that. So I would like it. I would like it. I think a world boss is where this mode would be good, though, or maybe like a endless mode where you just have wave after wave after wave of enemies and seeing how far you could do that. It'd be fun. I like it. I like these new game modes that add more fun and not just more grind. All right, next question though is from, who is it from? Oh, there it is. Wait, did we miss one? No, we didn't. All right. These Silver Surfer milestones, in my opinion, are trash. Instead of adding shards, they just reallocated where you get shards. Is that trash? I thought that's what everybody wanted. I thought that's what I was complaining about. I'm just redistribute it so everybody gets the stuff. Want to increase the number of total shards? It's going to take us 7 months to get away. I actually like it. I'm gonna have a difference of opinion. But let's take a look at these Silver Surfer raid milestones, because there was a very, very big addition that not everybody knew about. Not everybody was talking about. If we go into the game here, we scroll all the way down. I actually hit it this morning, and this was a game changer for me, guys. Look at this, milestone 22. Why are we not talking about this more? I got this one T1 training ability material. I feel complete now. Before I hit these milestones, I had 19,231 of these T1 ability materials. Now that I have 19,232 of these, now I feel complete. So a very, very different game that I'm playing this morning than I have now, and it's all because of this T1 materials. So I don't know how you could forget that in this, but yeah, I like it. I like that they did this. I wasn't expecting that they would give us more Silver Surfer shards. This is Scopely, aka Boundless, that we're talking about. So I didn't think it would be more, but I'm happy that they redistributed it. It allows more players to get these Silver Surfer shards. Yes, is this gonna be a meaningful amount of shards? Probably not, but just the fact that it's there, the fact that you could grind and get more and more milestones, I like what they did with this. So yeah, unfortunately, I agree with you. I would have liked more Silver Surfer shards. Obviously, I think everybody would have, but yeah, I don't think they're trash. I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing that they did by redistributing the milestones and not just giving us more. All right. First, are we excited for Empowered Nebula? What the hell is Empowered Nebula? I'm being facetious. We were talking about this on the stream this morning. Empowered Nebula. I guess at one point in the comics, she got the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos, and I think I remember you guys saying she went crazy and then eventually gave it back to Thanos. But excited for her? I don't know if she's coming. I mean, it seems like a weird mechanic to give Nebula, but hey, if Nebula became usable I'd be happy if she became usable. So I don't even need an empowered Nebula. I just didn't want a usable Nebula in the game because she hasn't been useful in beta. She hasn't been useful since global launch. And with the abundance of characters that have gotten reworked, she has been ignored. So yeah, I hope she does get a rework. And if she's empowered, cool, even better. I wouldn't want her to be a top 10 character, but if she's a good character, I'd be happy. Anyway, we're far removed from the days when Thanos was a shoo-in for promotion credits. Apart from the obvious Silver Surfer and Kestrel, well, unfortunately, we were talking about this. They're not in the promotion credits yet, but I hope one day they are. Hopefully very soon. Hopefully this week, at least for Silver Surfer. Who are the most valuable characters to promote with our promote credits right now? So this answer is going to be different for everybody, but the most obvious way I look at characters is the characters that you're using a lot. And if you're using characters a lot, you're getting a lot of usage, then you're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck by promoting that character, especially if they're a stat-based character. If they get kit-based character, like a Minerva, like a Ebony Maw, that their stats don't matter as much, then probably not. Even Multiple Man, he's a kit-based character, so stats don't matter. So anybody that their stats are gonna matter that you're using a lot. Couple characters that I would use promotion credits on right now, if I had very, very bad stars on them. Obviously, the two that you mentioned, Silver Surfer and Kestrel. Not Nebula. But the symbiotes are a good option because they're good in raids, they're good in Dark Dimension, and they're decent in war offense. So symbiotes are an option. The two top ones, in my opinion, for promotion credits, Symbiote Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. We also get the Axemen, and I wouldn't use promotion credits on the full team, but Bishop is definitely the star there. The more stars you could have on Bishop to match whatever gold stars you have on him, that is gonna take you a long way, especially with his Axeman, especially once you get to the Doom Raids. Bishop. Jubilee is another candidate. I probably wouldn't go crazy on her if your Bishop is very, very low, but Jubilee is a great standalone character as well. Has that nice passive, and more stats on her, the better. Obviously, we cannot forget the Dad Pros because they are a part of the meta in Arena right now. A lot of people are using them to counter Kestrel and Silver Surfer, Real-Time Arena, War Offense, and I guess sometimes in the Doom Raids as well, in that Mutant Boss Node. So Dad Bros are a good candidate as well. Again, with these characters, a lot of them aren't farmable. There's no way to get shards, so make sure if you're using promotion credits, you're not going above whatever gold stars you have on these characters. And then last but not least, let me talk about Zemo, because Zemo is relevant again as well. Relevant in Arena, relevant in War Offense, relevant in Real-Time Arena, relevant in the Doom Raids in those skill sections. So Zemo's another candidate for me. So those are the characters that I would use, but obviously you should use whoever's going to benefit you. And the way I prioritize characters, Arena characters, then Raid characters, those are the things that I'm doing every single day. So those take precedent over War or anything else. So those two characters. Real-Time Arena is kind of a crap show, so who cares if they're good in there? And then I go War Offense, because that's 3 times a week that I need strong characters, and I want to win my wars. And then War Defense, that's 3 times a week. I don't get to see them. They help the stats of the alliance. They help potentially the other alliance clearing your alliance rooms a little slower, but they are like my least prioritized characters there. So hopefully that helps. Thank you guys for the questions. Thank you guys for all of you that left questions on the Discord, whether the question got answered or not. I do want to give a lot of appreciation to you guys. Big shout out to all of you guys that left questions there. And if you want to get your question potentially featured on an upcoming episode of this mailbag, sometimes Monday, sometimes Sunday, and I guess it just depends on what's going on in the family that week, but just mailbag every week, guys. If you want your question potentially featured, make sure you are a member of the Discord and leave your question on the mailbag channel there. Again, thank you for everybody that left the question. Thank you for Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Check them out in the comments. Check out some of the other links down below. They do support the channel as well. And I will see you guys next time. Some good stuff. Misty Knight coming out tonight. Let me know your thoughts on that character. How hyped are you for that character? Before you go, make sure you give me a fist bump, guys. Check out some other videos as well. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin.